Good morning, everyone. Tina Spalding Trance Channel here today for our morning session of day 23 of 40 days and 40 nights with Jesus. Let's see what he has to say to us today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. The cogs of eternity are turning. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, there are many cogs in a watch, let us say an old-fashioned watch, not a digital watch, but you remember those old-fashioned watches that have all of these different pieces that are required for the watch to function. This is very much what 3D manifestation is like. It is mechanical, it is repetitive. This is why you see cycles of war, cycles of famine, cycles of destruction, seasonal cycles, all of these things. It is like a giant clock that is doing its thing. Some of the wheels are small and turn quickly. Some of the wheels are large and turn slowly. So what we want you to understand is that this clock type mechanism is what you would call the ego's world. It is going to do what it does over and over and over again, as long as you do what you do over and over and over again. As long as you are in the cycles of your ego mind, you are going to see the cycles of the greater patterning playing out. Now, when you get resentful at a family member, for example, you do not think of things like famines on the other side of the world as having anything to do with you and what you're upset about or what you're angry about. But these cogs and wheels are all connected, all connected. And so it is imperative for all of you to understand the power of your cog in the wheel. If you stop feeding this giant mechanism of the ego mind, it will begin to falter. And this is what the information that we have been bringing through this being for years is intended to do. It is intended to infiltrate your ego minds and your egoic behaviors. It is what the Course in Miracles was designed to do, to interfere with this endless cycle of egoic death and destruction, so that many, many people would have the opportunity to take their cog out of the wheel by rising above the battleground. So we want you to really think about this. We want you to think, oh yes, when I look at a big mechanism, one little nut or bolt not working begins to weaken the whole thing. If you have a car and you have a loose spark plug, we're speaking old school here because we are going into this being's mind where these images and ideas lie. If one of those spark plugs is dirty and doesn't fire correctly, then the entire performance of the machine is affected. So this is what we want you to think about going into today's practice. As you pick up A Course in Miracles, if you are just starting, make today the day you start. Go online, go to the Foundation for Inner Peace, go to Course in Miracles lessons online. You will find them straight away. If you have not done the Course in Miracles before, make today the day that you decide that you are going to take your cog out of this giant egoic machinery. You are only postponing the inevitable. You will all eventually, whether it is in this lifetime or another, you will all eventually have to back out of this system to evolve into another level of consciousness. Why not today? Why not make it today? And if you have a resentment that's been brewing and festering in your mind, do your forgiveness work with that person or event today. Cut those cords to the past and say, I do not want my future contaminated by this energy. Whoever was right or wrong, did what to who, it does not matter. As long as you hold on to that resentment, you are contaminating this moment, which means it's going to show up in your future in a form of a frequency match. So if you think somebody betrayed you in the past and you're obsessed with betrayal, you may be betrayed in the future if you contaminate this eternal now moment with that thought. Betrayal is real. The universe will say, okay, betrayal is real in your mind. You get to experience it again. Understand, this is how creation works. Understand that the books that this being has written are to assist you in understanding how this world works, how life after death works, how sexual energy works, how many things work. And they have been brought through this being for you. They have been brought through this being for you. So if you haven't read them, consider reading them, because we are bringing forth information on a daily basis on a video. But these books go into great depth and explanation about these principles. We have a limited time and space on these videos, and video is different than reading. Reading means you're sitting quietly, you're focused, you're using your free will to intend to understand something. When you are watching a video, it's better than not watching a video, we will say, if it's a good video. But it is a much more passive action, and it's not going to transform your mind as much. And this is why we want you to get those Course in Miracles books, so you can sit down with it for 2 hours on a Sunday morning and revel in the information. Being around electronics all the time is not good for you. It prevents you from activating the focal structures that bring information directly into your understanding. This is why we are doing 40 days and 40 nights, because through a video, it requires repetition, repetition, repetition. It does also require repetition through reading, but the intake process is different and the focusing process is different. So if you are doing your Course in Miracles online, well done. But buy the book as well. It is designed for you today, these circumstances that you're seeing in the world. Procrastinate no longer. Promise yourself this morning that you are going to take your cog out of this giant egoic system, and you are going to use that energy to heal, first of all, your own mind. You must heal your own mind before you can heal the world. And from healing your own mind, you will be given more guidance. We cannot give high frequency guidance to those of you that are involved in this big machinery, because the guidance and the empowerment that will come from us, from our information, will empower the machinery if your ego is still fully engaged. So this is about lessening the effect of the ego, not destroying your ego. You need an ego to live in the body while you're here. But it is going to lessen the strength of the ego, and it is going to stop the ego being in full control. It's going to reinstate your connection to your guides and teachers and the information that is so important for you all now to make decisions that need to be made given what is happening on your planet. We cannot give you prescriptions that are good for all of you in terms of how, where to live. But your guides and teachers can. They have access to your karmic history, your blueprint, your desires, your wants, your needs, your wishes, what your spirit has come here to undo. And the information will come to you if you are of a proper frequency. It's always coming, but when it has to go through this discursive negative ego mind, it gets distorted and or lost. So make today the day that you say, okay, I'm doing the Course in Miracles. I'm starting the Course in Miracles. I am going to do my forgiveness work. I'm going to read one of these books. I am going to dedicate myself to removing myself from the ego's mechanisms. You have been given the means. Now all you have to do is apply your free will. It is sitting right in front of you in that book called A Course in Miracles. I am that one that you knows Jesus, and I'll speak to you again later. All right. I do want to give you a message here today, and that is that I am going to be attempting, we're going to say attempting because it's not guaranteed at this point. I'm going to be attempting to live stream one of my retreats coming up at the end of October. The retreat will be the 26th to the 29th. It is full already, so we're not going to advertise places in the retreat. But if you would like the opportunity to view that whole retreat via a Zoom call, a live stream, you need to go to channelingjesus.com and give us your email. All notifications for this live streaming opportunity will be coming through our email list. Now, I don't send out a lot of emails, so you don't need to worry that I'm sending you an email every other day. I'd maybe send one a month or something like that. But that is the mechanism through which this live stream is going to be advertised, and through which the links and the payment is going to be instigated. So if you'd like to participate in one of my retreats, they're fun. I channel lots of different beings. It's it's an intense experience, but great. It's from the 26th of October to the 26th, 27th, 28th. And it would be in American Central timing would be the live stream time zone. So go to channelingjesus.com, drop off your email, and you will get information regarding that. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'll see you later. Bye.